Right, so this here is MX Linux. It's a Debian-based distribution, and quite a nice one at that. And we're going to be having a look at it right now on Linux Lounge.
Welcome to Linux Lounge.
Now, the first thing to know about this distribution really is it's based on Debian stable and uses the XFCE desktop. What that means is this distribution is going to be very stable, very fast, and basically just rock solid all around. Kind of a perfect distro, if you will. I mean, some people might regard it as a bit boring, but it's a good distro, really. Now, the only thing is, the XFCE panel is actually on the left side, which might be confusing to some people. I found it more than usable, but it's really quite easy to change. All you have to do is literally go in here and click bottom, and it will move it to the bottom down there for you. But that doesn't matter for the purposes of this review. We'll be keeping that on the left side. So as you can see, you've got your clock up here, your your usual program stuff over here. So you can open and close it. Minimize, maximize rather. You've got a few shortcuts here and your notifications and that down here. All good stuff. Now, after installing this distribution, you'll get this little welcome screen with all sorts of stuff, user manual, wiki, forums, videos. And the most interesting stuff is towards the bottom. You've got tools, default look, and popular apps. I'm going to show you all of these. Now in the tools, you've got all sorts here. You've got a live USB maker, and you can snapshot your system. Basically make a bootable live volume out of the system you're currently running. A boot repair utility, a menu editor, a user manager, and down here you've got some other cool stuff like a AMD driver installer and NVIDIA driver installer. So if you've got proprietary, or if you want to use proprietary drivers, well, this distribution could be a good choice for you because it's very easy to get them installed. And you've got some other odds and ends down here. Now the default look is interesting as well because you can actually configure, some MX look stuff, well, quite easily. You can change the position of the panel, as we said. You can, restore the panel to the defaults if you've been messing around with it. Well, there you go. You can back up your current panel configuration, which is cool as well. You can restore it. And you've got a few theming options here as well. You've got dark theme, which looks very nice, as I say. But once again, I think we'll just switch it back to the light theme. You also got this, which I can't really see the difference. Oh, there you go. The window borders are slightly different. And also you've got popular apps. Now this is cool. You basically have in categories various different popular apps. If you want to install one, literally click the arrow, click your program, install, and it will install it. Now you've got all sorts of popular programs in here. You've got some simple games like Super Tux and that. You've got Steam, which good thing to have, and you've got some other stuff such as Spotify, which is quite a popular one now. And if you want full app catalog, literally click there, stable repo, and there you go. You can also use the the terminal and that sort of thing with your apt-get command, since this is based on Debian. And we're just gonna sort of leave that. Oh, well, maybe not. Of course, you can search for packages and everything will work. And that's about it for the welcome screen. Now, as I said earlier, this distribution looks nice, but let's have a look at some of the wallpapers to get it out of the way quickly. Suffice to say, they're all quite nice. I think I'm going to go with this one here, not that one, this one. Let's just quickly go through what programs they have installed. Starting from favorites, you've got your LibreOffice in there, your MX Tools, which is what we were just in a minute ago. You've of course got your XFCE terminal, your task manager, your user manual, which should hopefully tell you everything you need to know about this distribution, which is once again good for new users trying to get to grips with it. In your accessories, you've got your application finder, archive manager, all the usual stuff. You've got your GTK hash, which not a lot of distros come with this, so it's quite an interesting choice. You've got your leaf pad for a simple text editor. got all that sort of thing. You got File Manager, Midnight Commander, sort of a less graphical one, but still cool anyway. Good inclusion. You've got calculator for your calculator, usual stuff. You've got a desktop clock, which is also quite cool to have. Going down again, you've got your notes. All the usual stuff you'd expect. You've got your Vim, which is another good inclusion. XFburn. In education, you've just got your full LibreOffice suite. In games, you've got a few simple games, which is quite nifty to include a few games. Although games are so much to personal taste, it's not always something you always want to include. In your graphics, you've got your image editor, GIMP, which is a good image editor. LibreOffice Draw Mirage, which not too familiar with that. But you've got your Shotwell, which I'm more familiar with, which is very good. Quite why there's two image viewers, I don't know. You've got your scanned PDF, which is another useful thing to have. You've got, for your web browser, Firefox, you've got a dial-up tool, which is a strange thing to include, but there you go. You got your HexChat for your IRC, good inclusion. Thunderbird for email, good email client. Transmission, another good choice. In your multimedia, you've got your ACD Ripper, which is a cool thing to include. Or, you've got your Clementine, you've got a MTP client, so add music to your MP3 players that support that. And you've got SMTube, which is quite cool, but I'm going to show you that in a minute. VLC and XFburn. Let me show you this. Basically, this is a YouTube desktop app. It also pulls from a site called Tonvin, which I've never heard of, but there you go. Basically, you can search in the video that you want. So let's say we want one of my videos. Punch it in. And yeah, sure, it's Linux Mint 18 Beta. Click on that and it'll open it right up in VLC. How cool is that? Of course, you've still got the option of using the web version, should you choose to. Going forward, as I say, into your Office, you've got a dictionary, an ebook reader, your full LibreOffice stuff, PDF shuffling, all that sort of thing. And in your settings, you've got a lot of stuff here. So you can probably just configure just about anything you can imagine through here. You've got your Samba, you've got your Windows wireless drivers, all sorts of things here. And in your system, you've got another shortcut to install your AMD drivers. Grub Customizer, which is pretty cool. You can configure your grub however you should like it, change how it looks, whatever. You've got a live USB kernel update, a live USB maker, so you can make a fully featured live USB of this and update the kernel on it. You've got a sort of backup thing, which is another good thing to have, so you can back up your files to whatever directory or network share or external drive you want, which is pretty cool. You've got a boot repair utility, as I say, it's another shortcut from there. Codex installer, basically a lot of shortcuts from the tools. And you've got your UNet booting over here, which so you can make USBs of other distros. And there you go. That is MX16 Linux. All in all, very nice distribution. Highly recommended if you want something rock solid, stable, and Debian based. Pretty much has everything pre-installed that you could possibly want. Well, a good majority of it. It's fast, it's stable, it's relatively easy to use if you can get over the thing being on the left. But even if you can't, you can put it at the bottom. Looks nice, very modern. It's kind of a perfect distro in a way, really. Well, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.